IntraTrakker is designed so you can see at a glance what your market thinks of your sales copy. What we're looking at here is the actual main work area, and from here we can go up and we can click the Import Site button, and that takes us through to where we bring in our pages. So what we've just put in here, we just put in Google as an example, and we then hit the Import button, and we then have a preview comes up, so to make sure that you've actually imported the page that you really want to bring in. Okay, once you've hit the Import Confirm button, you'll be taken to the Page Details page. Page Details is easy to access at any time just by going to the Page Details. Here on your Page Details page, you'll notice there's a number of buttons along the top: Details, Preview, Test Mode, Code, Local, etc., etc. They all have icons attached to them. So on Preview, for example, if you just click that, and it shows you just what that will do for you. And then we look at the actual code you can use to go on your pages so they can be tracked. The main one you'll be using is the first one here, code PHP, and that tells you it's for tracking on the actual same server. It can be a different domain, but on the same server. And there are different types of codes here. The last one's code JavaScript, which lets you do things like, even on Blogger, you could do some tracking there. The description, that's a little brief description. This is for your own information. Notes, if you want to put a lot more information into that. So what we're looking at here is just a piece of code that's from one of these buttons up the top, and all you really have to do here is just copy this and paste it into your code for your page just before the closing body tag, and that's all you really need to do. It's nice and simple and straightforward, and then tracking's ready to go. So what I've done here is I've actually gone into the reports and I have brought up this one, and you can see here that we have a graph down the side. The green means that it's reasonably well read, as in people have been looking at this section. When we look at the lines, you can see here that people left, but as we scroll down the page, you can see it very quickly becomes red, and people just didn't look down here. Here it's just nothing at all. So about here is where we pretty much had lost everyone. That tells us then that there's some major issues with the page, that we obviously, with something that we've been doing here, is really boring people to death, and that is off somewhere else very quickly. So what we'll do now is we'll bring up another one so we can compare them side by side. So click on this one. This is another page done a little while later. We can see we've changed headlines, pre-head, and so on. And once the graph here loads, as you can see it loading now, and we'll start to see some other differences. So although this looks to have more red, people actually were reading further down. So the changes we'd made had actually made some improvements to things, and you can see here that they were quite interested. One down here actually had converted at this point, obviously on this click here button. So if you are looking for conversions, there in white. On the right hand side, people who leave the page are black on the left hand side of the graph. So what we'll do now is we just click on the button here, and we have a readers over time graph. So this shows here on this particular page we tracked 16 people, so this is this way, and the time is across the bottom, and we can see basically a J-curve of people. The white line you see here is on 20 seconds. You can actually adjust it down here in the box, but if you do adjust it, it will change the result on your heat graph. So, but this here is just to give you a different way of looking at what's happening and with your people and where they're actually leaving, and the ones before the 20-second line are usually people who really had no interest in the page. It was just the wrong thing for them when they came there. But by the time that you've hit the 20-second mark, you should definitely be able to pull them right down the page, and quite a few of them would be converting if you've got your page really working well. So this is just another way to give you more information about what's happening on your page. So really what these graphs do, by tracking what people do inside your page, means that you can very quickly at a glance see what you need to do to make changes, whether you need to change a headline, whether, as in the case of this particular page here, you can see we really need to make some changes to the body copy because we completely lost people about a bit over halfway down, and yet to that point we'd actually done quite well. So we know that we have to make some changes there. Or in some cases it can even be your page layout or your page design. Anything that's slightly confusing potential clients will turn them away. It happens quite often on shopping cart systems that people get quite confused. They can't easily find the buttons, they can't navigate around very easily. Or even on some sales pages, we see things where people have put a whole heap of links very close to their, either just under their headline or even just below their header graphics, and people are unsure of what's going on, and they'll click on different links and disappear very quickly. So that's really the reason why we've put together IntraTrakker, because it makes it very easy to see at a glance just what is going on your page and just where you need to make improvements or changes to improve your results.